So we're cooking brain today. This is a brain curry. It's actually more of a brain fry. It's quite a dry thing. If you're not into brain, then you should switch off immediately. But yeah, this is beef brain. Lots of chili in there, lots of spices. It's really easy to make and absolutely delicious. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. Okay, so I've got 2 cow brains there, beef brain. What we're going to do is we're going to pour ice water over this. Cold water. And we're going to leave that for about 15 or 20 minutes. Okay, so that's been like 15 minutes or so in the ice cold water. Now, the reason we do this is because there's sometimes is like a thin membrane on the brain, which you can just pull off. This one doesn't seem to have too much of it at all. But you can sometimes get just a thin, clear membrane. Yeah, this one's fine. There goes a bit there. It's just a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to pull off as much of that as I can, and then we can move on. Okay, so I've taken them out of that ice cold water and put into some regular water. We're going to get some turmeric in there, a couple of teaspoons. We're going to get some salt. Heat goes on. We're going to bring that to a boil, and then once it reaches boiling point, roll in boil for about 10 minutes. Okay, off goes the heat. We're going to drain the water off and set that aside. Okay, here we go then. So I've got some oil in there. Now don't be shy with the oil. It requires quite a lot of oil, this one. I'm using the sunflower oil. You could use a different oil if you want. I've got 1 onion or 1 cup of onion cut nice and small. To that I'm going to add salt and a nice big pinch of black pepper. We're on an above medium heat. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Now we're going to add a tablespoon of garlic ginger paste. One teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon chili powder, just over in fact, maybe 1.5 teaspoons, and 2 teaspoons of coriander. To that we're going to add fresh chili, and we've got quite a lot of chili in this one. You can reduce that down if you wanted to, but yeah, there's a lot of chili happening in this. And then I've got 3 regular sized tomatoes, which I've stuck into a blender and chopped them up. We now need to go for about 5 or 6 minutes. We really need to cook that tomato out. Keep it moving. It's going to be really delicious. Beautiful. Okay, we're now going to get the brain. We're going to drop that in. As you can see, I'm just cutting it with my spoon. And we're going to go now for another 6 minutes or so. You kind of get, it sounds weird this, but you kind of get the texture of like a kind of scrambled egg. That's pretty much it. We're nearly done. Okay, so it literally does now look like scrambled egg in a way. And when you eat brain, which I first had a couple of years ago in Dubai, it kind of freaked me out a bit, but I thought I'd try it, and it's actually really nice. And it does actually have the scrambled egg sort of texture. But that's it. Beautiful. Let me serve that. Okay, and there you go. Fantastic. Now, what I've got here is I've got some fresh ginger, just sliced really thin. Just going to put that on the top. That's really nice in the mix, you know. You can certainly eat this. Nice bit of crunch there. Beautiful stuff. So this is great if you want some rice with it, but I prefer it with some sort of bread, you know, some sort of chapati or roti or something like that. Good stuff. Hope you enjoy that. Not for everyone, of course. But yeah, give it a go. I'll see you soon. Keep well, keep safe. Lots of love.